right now on a brand new Making Moves history-making moment. The Jacksonville Transportation Authority just launched the nation's first autonomous public transit vehicle program. We take you to the big celebration that's grabbing attention and fans from near and far. Plus, how do riders feel about being the first to hop aboard the JTA's new fleet of AVs? Hear from a student who used ChatGPT to plan her trip across the river for her internship, how NAVI was included, and why she says this new technology is a real difference maker. And why the new shuttle service is more than autonomous technology. We take a look back to show you why Bay Street is the most advanced street not only in our city, but maybe the region. And then we whisk you over to the Prime Osborne Convention Center as the JTA hosts National Autonomous Vehicle Day, the latest and greatest on display from the world's leaders in AV technology. They share what the future looks like. I'm Dawn Lopez. Stay right there. Making Moves is next. Welcome to Making Moves. I'm Dawn Lopez. Downtown Jacksonville is the focal point of a groundbreaking program that has the nation's transportation industry taking notes. Leaders with the Jacksonville Transportation Authority are blazing a trail and leading the vision for the future of driverless people movers. This isn't your grandparents' bus system anymore. Making Moves, Eugene Lindsay kicks off our team coverage from the River City Sports and Entertainment Complex, where the JTA unveiled the nation's first ever autonomous public transit service called NAVI.
It was a day of celebration for the Jacksonville Transportation Authority as hundreds gathered in the city's sports and entertainment district at the ViStar Baseball Park in preparation for the launch of an historic public transportation achievement. The JTA is preparing to debut the NAVI, its Neighborhood Autonomous Vehicle Innovation Service. This move makes Jacksonville the very first city in the country to bring autonomous vehicles and AI-managed traffic to a public transportation system.
Today is much more than just launching a transportation service. It's about ushering in a new era of mobility. And it's our great city that is leading this revolution. Today, Jacksonville is making history as the first city in North America to launch a permanent autonomous vehicle shuttle network. Our arrival at this destination was not by chance. It is nearly the result of a decade of actual planning, dedication, bold experimentation.
We went through an arduous journey to really get the federal regulators to look at purpose-built shuttles, and when there wasn't a Buy America solution available, we said, you know what, we're going to build it ourselves, and that's exactly what we did. And so over the period of time, we went from design to actually building the vehicles with manufacturers in Detroit.
The NAVI is a driverless vehicle. It does not need a human behind the wheel. It will run along a central route in downtown Jacksonville in what's being dubbed as the Bay Street Innovation Corridor. There are 12 stops along this 3.5-mile loop with an AV scheduled to arrive every 7 minutes.
NAVI is going to fundamentally change the way that we, along with the public transportation agencies across America, define mobility.
Wallace says this bold leap forward in public transportation shines a spotlight on Jacksonville, branding it as an innovative city, delivering new commerce and new mobility for its citizens.
Give us a NAVI on 3. 1, 2, 3. NAVI!
NAVI will modernize and expand transportation operations in this community, particularly downtown Jacksonville, beginning with the Bay Street Innovation Corridor. For Jacksonville, this is an innovative mobility network which will provide our residents and our visitors with greater access to key destinations within a rapidly developing urban core.
And as commuters climb aboard, transportation engineers say they can ride in confidence, knowing that the NAVI is a safe way to go. Each vehicle is equipped with 10 cameras, 4 LiDAR sensors, 7 radars, as well as multiple satellite receivers.
That's the equivalent of 10 sets of eyes that are constantly surveying the area and responding to and ultimately directing the vehicle, whether it needs to slow, stop, avoid an incident. Substantially more visibility than a human will ever have in a vehicle. And it's really critical to understand. Although it's new technology, it's proven technology.
We're not just participating in the future of mobility, we are defining it. So let this day not be remembered as a day an autonomous vehicle hit the road. Let this day be remembered as the beginning of the next generation of public transportation. A new movement of mobility for greater accessibility, for greater progress, for greater possibilities, for a stronger and better connected Jacksonville. The spotlight is on our city. Let's shine.
In Jacksonville, Eugene Lindsay, JTA, Making Moves.
You just heard from CEO Nat Ford at the ribbon cutting ceremony, and Ford says that right now all eyes in the transportation industry are on Jacksonville. And while the River City is in the spotlight, he first wants to make sure his dedicated team at the JTA gets their flowers.
I have to, give credit to the JTA team, the ingenuity, the creativity, the courage and resilience to see this through. Building something that has never been built before is rather challenging. There's no blueprint, and this team was able to pull it together. And from a regulatory standpoint, operational and technology standpoint, our peers are looking at us as we develop this as a blueprint for their opportunity.
From testing to the real thing, and the day was met with lots of fanfare. You are looking at the fleet of NAVIs rolling out for the first time, hitting Bay Street and picking up riders. This is the day JTA's leadership has been waiting for. Now, for their years-long project to go from vision to concept to reality, our videographer, Carlos Bouvier, takes you there.
This is such a historic milestone, not only for the JTA, but for the city of Jacksonville. So autonomous mobility is the future. And we demonstrated that through a lot of hard work, a lot of really strong partnerships, not only with our private sector partners, but also with the city of Jacksonville. This has been something that has come to reality. It's no longer the future, it's here. It's here, and the community is able to experience it and reap the benefits of that.
There we go.
The whole purpose of this particular solution and this project is to benefit our community, to offer new mobility opportunities and options for our community, including families. And if you look at, the thriving revitalization of downtown, our NAVI service is right there at the heart of it. So this has been a very, very long, arduous process. And a lot of great work has gone into this. And, this dates all the way back to around 2016. To get to where we are now, it just took a lot of hard work, a lot of heavy lifting by a lot of different individuals. The JTA was really outstanding in being very competitive with its very bold vision on this particular U2C program, Phase 1. As we've launched, we really want to spend the next few months really gathering the community's feedback. And we encourage everybody to ride while we are offering complimentary service until September 30th. Given the large service territory of the JTA, we're actually also looking at other use cases for autonomous vehicles. We want to provide as great of a cost-effective service as we can, and sometimes you can't put more fixed route service out there, but we think autonomous vehicles are an opportunity to better serve our community. We worked very collaboratively with the private sector partners, and we actually came up with a custom design and custom-built autonomous vehicles that met all of the stringent federal requirements, and that is Buy America, Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards, also the Americans with Disability Act. By us doing that, we basically were pioneers in that there wasn't any other market solutions available to us. So we had to create one from scratch. We were able to attract a Tier 1 automotive OEM to manufacture autonomous vehicles right here in Jacksonville. So I think through all of the pioneering efforts, a lot of the future pilots and deployments, they'll have more options in terms of autonomous vehicles. The vehicles have gone through a rigorous testing process. We actually have 3 different types of hardware sensors on the vehicle, which helps provide that additional redundancy. So it's able to perceive the world around it. And with the software as well, it's able to understand what other road users, including pedestrians, bicyclists, and vehicles are doing, and they can predict what those other road users are going to do so that the vehicle will always maintain a level of safety. We also have shuttle attendants on board, and if there is a need for a manual intervention from a safety standpoint, we have that individual that is there to assist as well. In our command center, we have eyes and ears on that particular vehicle. So as we look forward to the future and as we look to have the shuttle attendants off the vehicle, the public should feel very confident that we've got eyes and ears on that particular vehicle from the command center as well. We're doing this for our community, and we want this to be the service that they aspire to, things that we aspire to as the JTA to provide best-in-class transit service.
Being an out-of-state student with no car has its challenges, as you can imagine, especially when your internship takes you miles from campus and over the St. Johns River. I spoke with a Jacksonville University student from the big city of New York who tells us NAVI is one of the best uses of technology to date, and even ChatGPT thinks so.
I actually use ChatGPT to help me figure out my course and figuring out what to actually use. Usually I would just use Uber or Lyft to get to where I have to go. Plan out my day essentially, just so that way I'm leaving the house at a manageable time, moving constantly. It always feels nice to take a breather and have some relief, and NAVI actually helps a lot with that too. It comes so often. Back in New York, the subway always comes often, every couple of minutes or so. So it makes sense. It was air conditioned, which I loved because being in Florida is very warm, something that I'm also not usually used to. Just yesterday when I initially came on board to ride home, there's actually a decent amount of people in there. When you get inside, the vehicle is actually very spacious.
Coming up next on Making Moves, how did we get here? We take you through a brief history of the transit and technology innovation that's been building right here in Jacksonville for more than 10 years.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. And no matter what hand we're dealt, we still work our way to the win. Make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Now is the time to play with purpose. Let's play to win, so our future follows suit. Free game to greater things. This is pre-retirement.
Danny. See me after class. Okay, so, Jennifer? Yeah? Okay, let me know.
Danny, I just got this notice from school. We need to talk. This is important. We need to talk.
Danny, wake up! Danny! Labs.
She's overdosing.
When no one else knows what to do, it's gotta be you. Carry naloxone. You could save a life.
Welcome back. Well, as we've shown you, the U2C program and NAVI have been more than a decade in the making. It took the best and the brightest minds to collaborate and make the vision come to life. While the road to this was sometimes a long and windy one, JTA leaders were on a road to victory. Here's a look back at how far we've come.
Favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations, advisory committee and subcommittee.
The journey to a future of autonomous public transportation on Jacksonville roadways. That's when the JTA Board of Directors voted to take the recommendation of a Blue Ribbon Advisory Committee to keep and modernize the Skyway. The board gave JTA staff 1 year to find an alternative transit option to replace the aging Skyway system. Its answer? Autonomous vehicles. That led to this, the first ever autonomous shuttle demonstration in Jacksonville. Intrigue was high as dozens of local residents, city officials, and the media all showed up to see this driverless technology and take a ride. This demonstration led to JTA's first test and learn track in the sports and entertainment district near downtown. The decision was made to expand the autonomous testing program. Fortunately, JTA already owned the perfect facility. This would become the new Armsdale Test and Learn Center and home to one of the nation's most comprehensive autonomous shuttle testing programs anywhere. The autonomous vehicles themselves have varied widely in design, size, and features. All of these vehicles have been tested in depth at both the Armsdale facility and a second test track at Cecil Field under an agreement with Florida State College at Jacksonville. The track is a 1-mile loop with some road hazards like speed bumps, railroad crossings, and more open space to test the vehicle's maneuverability. This industry-leading testing program has led to national and international recognition. First, during the pandemic, when JTA used the NAVI autonomous shuttles to transport 13,000 COVID-19 test samples to Mayo Clinic's laboratory. And again, when the world's fourth largest tire manufacturer, Goodyear, asked JTA to test its new airless tires on the Ollie at the Armsdale Center.
I actually was impressed that they're changing the Skyway and they're going to remove the railed vehicles from it and allow the Skyway to just be some infrastructure that can be used by vehicles that can travel on regular streets as well as on the elevated paths. And that's the right way to do it. You want to make very simple infrastructure and put the smarts in the vehicles.
The hundreds and hundreds of hours of study and testing finally led to Phase 1 of the U2C, the Bay Street Innovation Corridor. A powerful consortium of companies was selected to plan, design, and build the smart corridor that will feature 12 to 15 autonomous shuttles running a loop between the sports and entertainment complex and the downtown business district.
Project big civil infrastructure project where we have 3 miles of roadway, sidewalks, over 20 intersections, and we brought together a design team that have a great working history with JTA in delivering this project.
We have become the center of driverless vehicle technology for the public transportation industry. What does that mean? That means, along with this project, we are hosting on a regular basis other cities and communities who are looking at what we've developed here to actually replicate in their communities. And so it's with a great source of pride that they're coming to Jacksonville and they're learning from the JTA, and we are openly sharing this because we want to move our community, we want to move our industry and the people of this nation much more effectively and efficiently.
Our hearts and minds were in the right place. It was, how do we move people in this community more effectively? We recognize that this technology would help bridge the gap that communities around this country are suffering with, which is equal accessibility throughout a community. It's not just Jacksonville, it's not just Florida. This has national implications in terms of how we move people across this nation.
going to create more jobs, not take away jobs, because technology is something we have to embrace so that we can leverage it, not be afraid of it.
The impact that we've had, not just in Jacksonville, but towards the state of Florida, the nation, with this testing program. We have international partners. We've put Jacksonville on the map in terms of forward thinking, in terms of mobility.
This state-of-the-art facility marks the dawn of a new era in mobility, making history as the first of its kind for the Jacksonville Transportation Authority and our entire nation.
The plan for the new Autonomous Innovation Center, or AIC, is to serve as a command center and maintenance technology hub for JTA's fleet of autonomous vehicles. At 18,000 plus square feet, the AIC includes maintenance bays for vehicle service, covered AV parking with charging stations, and so much more.
This will be a location where we will also provide those services for cities and states outside of the Jacksonville area and outside of Florida.
We aren't just tinkering with the toys of tomorrow. We are building the tools of transformation about today. And these autonomous vehicles that will roll out from this campus are the very movement, their momentum of a city that refuses to be stuck in neutral.
NAVI stands as more than just a first autonomous vehicle you'll see in the U2C program life. It's a bold declaration of intent. It represents the first tangible step in a transformative journey that will redefine how we move, how we connect, and how we shape the future of mobility here in Jacksonville.
When we come back, it's the latest in AV technology as we know it, and the River City played host, bringing major players in from all over the world to share. We take you to National Autonomous Vehicle Day 2025. Get the first look at groundbreaking technology next.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Welcome back to Making Moves. Well, it's a techie stream, the latest and greatest in innovation, and the River City was at the center of the AV universe when the JTA hosted its third annual National Autonomous Day Conference at the Prime Osborne Convention Center. Transportation and technology experts came from all across the country and from as far away as Canada, Europe, New Zealand, even the Middle East. All here to see firsthand new developments in autonomous technology that's transforming the transportation industry.
Well, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Jacksonville Transportation Authority, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our annual National Autonomous Vehicle Day Conference. Each year, we convene the best and brightest minds in this ever-evolving autonomous vehicle mobility space to share our perspectives, our lessons learned about operations, work that we have to do related to policies, and most importantly, what is the impact on our communities? This is an emerging technology, and we are co-founding it together.
We need to have a vehicle, right? We need to have the regulator involved. We need to create technology for this vehicle to make it autonomous, right? And we need to add another level of safety to those vehicles to make it safe. But we need to be present with our autonomous vehicles and let people experience this.
It's a chance for us to share our knowledge and our insights, look at performance metrics, as well as looking at cutting-edge revelations and how this technology will change the future of mobility. Earlier this year, the JTA signed a MOU with the Florida State College at Jacksonville to create new internships for students pursuing degrees in automotive technology as well as related areas. Together, once again, we are creating a talent pipeline for the future of innovative vehicle technology right here in Jacksonville.
We need to get in front of the wave. We need to proactively drive the autonomous mobility era. And we are now at the tipping point, so it's the right moment of time to start with. We're gonna make it work, whatever it takes. So let's do it. Let's change the world.
What's a convention and conference if the guests can't interact with the latest and greatest being featured? The JTA's National Autonomous Vehicle Conference allowed visitors to demo their brand new products.
Oh.
In the audience for NAV Day weren't just industry insiders and visionaries for the future of autonomous vehicles. There were also some spectators in the crowd who came with an open mind, but also a long list of questions. These students are from all over the nation, but they're spending their summer at the University of Florida. They're part of a special program that takes a deeper dive into data analytics and the future of cutting-edge technology. They found the conference, they tell us, insightful, and they're excited to see what the future holds. The students we spoke with believe the JTA's NAVI fleet is a game changer that opens the door to technology to those who may have felt it was out of reach.
One of the most important sort of reconfigurations of my perception as a result of this conference is the collaboration that's happening with public transit agencies, with the public sector, and to really make it a thing that's accessible to the entire public as opposed to just the few who can afford some cutting edge technology.
With a lot of the demos we've seen today, a lot of them are ADA, like they help for ADA, so a lot of them are like wheelchair accessible, and so there's like a lot of, I feel like it applies to not only like multi-generation, but like also across like different like levels of accessibility.
I feel like when I came in here, I had numerous questions. At the same time, I feel like I've learned so much, particularly the importance of data collection, things along the lines of that, and how, the process is still ongoing, and there can never be enough data. So that's why, for someone like me who likes data, it feels, it makes me feel confident that, this is something that I can, later pursue.
To be able to all come together, if we're just taking an autonomous vehicle with each other to work every day, just think of the amount of shared understanding we're able to create among people of so many different backgrounds. And that's the kind of thing that I think people would be excited for if they realize it can be something that brings them together.
We hope you've enjoyed this latest episode of Making Moves. To watch any of our 200 previous episodes, you'll find them on our YouTube page, and stay connected with the JTA using our social media outlets. Just go to our main website, jtafla.com. Click the link at the very bottom. Making Moves will be back in the fall. For everyone here at Making Moves, I'm Dawn Lopez. Thanks for watching.